Dear students, welcome back to the series of lessons on Class 4 Environmental Science. In today's episode, we will study Chapter 26 of your textbook, Defense Officer Wahida, on page 204. Dear students, look at this image. Have you seen them before? Yes, the people in this image serve the defense forces of India. Look at their uniforms. You might have seen people in these uniforms on the Republic Day parade of January 26th every year. The officials wearing the dark green uniform are from the Indian Army. They protect our country from the land by using weapons and tanks. The sky blue uniform is for the Indian Air Force. They protect our country in the air with the help of airplanes and helicopters. The white uniform is for the Indian Navy. They protect our country in the seas and oceans with the help of ships and submarines. All these officials help protect our country and keep us safe. The Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, and the Indian Navy are together called the Defense Forces of India. Do you know any family member, relative, or neighbor who serves in the Indian Army, Navy, or Air Force? Until recently, only men were allowed to join the defense forces. People believed that only men were strong enough to fight the enemies and protect our country. Dear students, it is not right to think that men are stronger than women. All are equally strong. Hence, from a few years, women are also allowed to join the defense forces. Do you know any woman officer who serves in the defense forces? Today, we shall study about one such woman officer who serves in the Indian Navy, that is Defense Officer Wahida Prism Khan. Wahida is a doctor in the Indian Navy. She is one of the few women who have worked on a naval ship. She is the first woman to have led a parade. This is considered a very big achievement in the defense forces. The textbook writers conducted an interview with Officer Wahida and asked several questions. Let us understand what Officer Wahida has to say. When asked about her childhood, Officer Wahida said she comes from a very small village called Tanamandi in Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir. Dear students, can you locate Jammu and Kashmir on the map of India? Officer Wahida always wanted to be someone special and move forward in life. She was very interested in higher studies and wanted to complete her 10th class. Dear students, completing 10th class was a very big achievement in those days. Officer Wahida had to even move out of her village to Rajouri to finish her 12th class. Officer Wahida always wanted to do something different right from when she was young. She was very fond of riding a motorcycle. Officer Wahida recalled that her father wanted one of his daughters to become a doctor, and Officer Wahida has fulfilled her father's wish by becoming a doctor in the Indian Navy. When asked how Officer Wahida became a doctor, she said that her family and friends helped her a lot and supported her. After finishing 12th class, she joined the Jammu Medical College and studied for 5 years. Officer Wahida was asked why she joined the defense forces. Let us understand what she said. Officer Wahida was very happy to join the Indian Navy. Even her family and friends supported her and were happy that she joined the Navy. Officer Wahida used to see the army soldiers in her village and was inspired by them. After becoming a doctor, Wahida appeared for an interview to join the armed forces. After being selected, she got training for 6 months before joining the Indian Navy. Now, you might wonder why Officer Wahida chose the Indian Navy. Here is what Officer Wahida said. She was very fond of traveling and wanted to visit far off places, which is why she chose the Indian Navy. Dear students, very few lady officers have worked on a naval ship, and Officer Wahida is one of them. Earlier, women were not allowed to work on a naval ship. When an opportunity was given, Officer Wahida went forward and gave her name. Officer Wahida wants to do everything people think women cannot do. Do you know what work Officer Wahida does on a naval ship? Let us understand. In the Indian Navy, a naval doctor does not just give medicines to patients. The doctor is a medical officer. The ship goes to the sea 3 or 4 months at a time. It is the responsibility of officers such as Officer Wahida to make sure that everybody on the ship stays fit and healthy. She must also carry out regular medical checkups of all sailors and officers. She has to also make sure that no garbage collects and there are no rats on the ship. Garbage and rats can spread diseases. First aid is given on every naval ship. There is 1 doctor and 2 or 3 assistants on every ship. Necessary equipment and medications are also given. All these equipments and medicines are kept in a small room. Dear students, that was the story of Officer Wahida Prism Khan. From her story, we understand that she has worked really hard to achieve her dream. Officer Wahida was also the first Indian woman to lead a passing out parade. When asked about what the parade is and how she managed to do it, Officer Wahida said that her seniors gave her this opportunity after seeing her perform for 3 years. In a parade, 4 platoons march behind the leader. 36 commands have to be given during the entire parade. These commands must be given in a very loud voice so that it is heard till the rear. The voice must also reach the spectators on the other side of the ground. Officer Wahida practiced very hard every day to lead the parade. Dear students, what do we understand from Officer Wahida's story? We understand that we must set our goals and work very hard to achieve them. Officer Wahida cleared her class 12th despite facing several problems. She then took admission in a medical college and studied for 5 years. After becoming a doctor, she applied for a job in the Indian Navy and received training for 6 months. Dear students, Officer Wahida is serving the Indian Navy since 1997. Serving in the Defence Forces is a matter of pride and respect. It takes a lot of courage to serve in the Defence Forces just like Officer Wahida. Would you also want to join the Defence Forces when you grow up? There are many other occupations just like the Defence Forces you can take up. If you are interested in singing, painting, dancing or any sport activities, you can take them up as your career. If you are interested in constructing buildings or making cars or vehicles, you can become an engineer. Or if you want to fly in the sky and ride an airplane, you can become a pilot. If you want to set up your own shop, you can become a businessman. Or if you want to study in depth about a particular topic and research on something, you can become a research scholar. If you want to become a leader and help the society, you can become a politician. Dear students, like these, there are many other occupations you can take up later in your life. All these professions require hard work, effort, and motivation to achieve them. I wish you best of luck in whichever profession you choose later in your life. With proper guidance and support, I am sure you will achieve your dream. Here is a small activity for you. Which occupation would you want to choose later in your life, and why? It can be more than one occupation. Write it down in your notebook and submit it to your teacher. Dear students, that brings us to the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let us meet again in another episode with another interesting story. Until then, goodbye and happy learning.